A very warm welcome to all the students of Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. A warm welcome to all the students of Standard 8th. Today we shall complete with our topic verb tenses. Previously, in the last two videos, we have been studying present and past. Today we shall complete the entire topic by studying the future tense. I hope you all are ready with your rough book so that you all can take down notes whenever possible, whenever needed. But I request you all to take down notes so that it will be helpful for you all, and during this COVID-19 you all can revise it. English grammar topic verb tenses part 3. So today we shall study future tense and its 4 types. I hope all the doubts are cleared of present and past. If you all have studied properly your present tense, then past and future will just be your revision. So let's get started. Okay, before we start with our last tense, just a run through of whatever we had studied and what exactly is verb tense. So now you all must be thinking that teacher, all everything is same, you have not changed pictures, the structure is the same. There is a purpose for that, because your psychology, when you all studied present tense, you all know that yes, I remember this, teacher had taught me before, and that will help you to remember more. And that is the reason I did not change anything. I have just changed the topic, the structure, I have changed my audio, so that you all will know that okay, verb means action words and each action has its own timing. So we have 3 types of time, that is past, present, future. Past means things that already happened, present that you are currently doing, and future that you will do. Okay, so when you all look at this, you all will recollect and you all will be able to give answers as soon as you all see this structure. And therefore it is very necessary that I did not change anything, because there is a purpose for that. I don't want you all to get confused. You all will be thinking, okay, now so much new is there. I don't want that confusion for you all, so I am making it very simple, and so that you all can get most of the knowledge. Okay, so now we shall move ahead with our last future tense. This is just a revision for you all, because you all have done mastery in present tense, I believe that, and now past and future is just your revision. Okay, so now let's, without wasting much of our time, let's learn and let's know what is this future tense and get done with this topic. So now you all know that this is the chart of what? This is the chart of tenses. So we have completed present, you all have completed past, you all have done 8 types of tenses. It's almost over. Now only 4 are remaining, and within just like 15 to 20 minutes you all will be masters in these tenses. So now what is remaining? Future tense. So when you all club future and simple, you all will get simple future. When you club continuous and future, you'll get future continuous. When you club future and perfect, you'll get future perfect. And when you club future and perfect continuous, you'll get future perfect continuous tense. So now we shall study about future tense. So here we go with our helping verb. Now you all know that only future is remaining, and the helping verb for future tense is will and or shall, and sometimes it can also be will have or shall have. I will tell you all later when to use will, when to use shall, but whenever you all see in a sentence helping verb will or shall, then you all should know that this particular sentence is a future tense sentence. Now, whether it is continuous, whether it is perfect, I will explain, I will tell you all later. But for now, get this structure in your mind properly. Now, I have an example given below, sorry. I shall be 20 next Saturday. So, you all have a helping verb shall. So, now you all know that this particular sentence is future sentence. I'll tell you all later whether that particular sentence is a continuous or perfect or past or future perfect continuous tense. Okay, because I don't want you all to get confused. Okay, let's move ahead. This is your helping verb. You all remember for present tense you all had this helping verbs, and for past you all had did, was, were, had, if you all remember, if you all were paying attention. And now for future tense, your helping verb will be will, shall, or it can be will have, shall have. Okay. So here we go with our how to understand or when to use main verb first form, second form, third form. So as I have mentioned earlier, main verb first form will be used for present tense and future tense. For indefinite past tense, you all have to make use of main verb second form because that event has already happened in the past. Rest everything will be the same. Okay. For any continuous tense, it will be main verb first form plus ing. For any perfect tense, whether it is present or whether it is past, whether it is future, it will have main verb third form. Okay. Only for simple past tense, you all will make use of main verb second form. Rest for everything, it's the same. Okay, so whenever you all get a sentence, say for continue, if they tell you all to convert a sentence into continuous, then you all should remember that yes, for continuous it is main verb first form plus ing. That thing should trick in your mind. Okay, this is the shortest and the sweetest thing I can tell you all, so that you all, it will be very helpful for you all to know. As soon as you all convert the sentence in the following tense, change this particular sentence into simple continuous, present continuous tense. So continuous word is there. Okay, so now what will come? Main verb first form plus ing. That thing you all should keep in mind. Then after that what will come? Helping verb is also there. Then subject and object. So these things you all should quickly recollect and remember all these shortcuts that I have given you all. You all will remember only if you all have written it down somewhere. Okay, let's move ahead. Future tense. Now what is future tense? That is very important. Future tense is used to describe an action that will occur in future. That is known as future tense. And in future tense, it is further divided into four types or four aspects. That is simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and the last one is future perfect continuous tense. Okay, so now let's begin with the first one, that is simple future tense. Simple future tense. Now simple future tense is used to express an action which occur sometime in the future. Okay, and the helping verb here is will and shall. When to use will? First person, and when to use will for second and third person, and when to use shall for the first person. Now who are this first person? first person is I, me and we. That for that sentence you have to use shall, and for second and third, now who are the second and third person? You, he, she, they, it, any name of a person, place, then you all have to make use of the word will. Okay, so the helping verb will and shall is there. When to use will for second and third person, and when to use shall for the first person. Okay, also to tell you all more about this future tense, how to write the structure, I will tell you all in the coming up slide. For now, I hope you all have got a good picture about this. Simple future tense. As I mentioned earlier, if there is any indefinite tense, whether it is simple present, simple past or simple future, it will talk about your habits, it will talk about your routines or general facts. A simple future tense is used to express an action which will occur sometime in the future, as I have mentioned earlier. So what is the structure over here? Subject plus will or shall plus verb first form plus object. And I have mentioned earlier when to use will and when to use shall. Okay. But now remember one thing. If in a particular sentence, if there is a promise made, or if there is someone who is showing some determination, or if in a particular sentence, if there is a threat given or a dhamki given, then you all have to use the helping verb will. Okay, that is very important. Okay, for example, I'll give you all, I will watch videos. Now you all must be thinking that teacher, I is, you have said that for first person you have to make use of shall. But see, here in this sentence there is a determination given that yes, I will do that, and therefore it is, I have used the helping word will. I will watch videos. Okay. Now over here, second sentence, Sean will lose weight. Okay. Over here in this second sentence, we see that Sean is showing some promise or some determination that yes, he will lose weight, and therefore I have used the helping verb will. Shall is mostly less used. For example, I will give you one more example of this. I shall watch videos. Okay. Sometimes even will you can use, shall you can use. There is no such restrictions, but if there is any promise or determination or a threat given, a dhamki given, then you all can use the helping verb will. Okay. And then we have rest of the sentences. You all can have a look at the sentences. You all will understand. Now let's move ahead. Future continuous tense. Continuous is there. So now which helping verb will come? You all remember these three: indefinite, continuous and perfect I had written? Yes, main verb plus ing. So what are the helping verb here? Shall and will. So I have mentioned earlier when to use shall, when to use will. But accordingly, if you all feel that okay, for this particular sentence shall is going, then, but mostly if there is any promise, determination of dhamki given or threat is given, then you all can use make use of the helping verb will. Okay, so now let's move to the few examples.
Okay, now see, it is written continuous. So now you all should click an idea that okay, continuous is written, so main verb plus ing. This is your trick. Continuous word is there means main verb plus ing will come. And talking about future continuous tense, It is used to express an ongoing action. Okay, continuous, it's going on, your heartbeats are going on, it's continuous, right? So similarly, future continuous is the same, that particular action is going on. Okay, now we'll look at few examples and the structure, how to convert the sentences.
So the structure for future continuous tense is subject plus shall or will plus be. Now for simple continuous tense, will welcome a new word, helping word, you can say be. So in future continuous tense, you all have to make use of the word be. Okay, be plus main verb first form plus ing and object. Okay, so now we will look at few examples. He is a subject over here, and since it is about third person, that particular sentence is showing some determination that he will be flying an aeroplane. So will you have add, and after will you have to add be, flying an aeroplane. If it is a negative sentence, then not is there. If you see that if a particular sentence is negative, then even you all have to convert that particular sentence into negative only, na? So then subject plus shall or will plus not, then be will come, plus main verb first form plus ing plus object. So that's what we are getting the sentence. She will not be enjoying the show without him. Okay. Then the last example is, when will they be delivering the food? Now this is a WH question. As I have mentioned for the past tense also, if a particular sentence is there and if they have told you all to convert the sentence into any of the form, and if it is a interrogative question, then even you all have to know how to convert that particular sentence into an interrogative sentence only. Okay, so now here are few I have given you all this in the past tense also, how to remember. So first you will use the helping verb, then subject, then be will come, plus main verb first form ing plus object, and then don't forget to put a question mark. And if helping verb is not doing its job, then you all can use the WH family, that is when, what, where, plus will, and the rest will be remaining the same. Okay, now don't get confused. If a particular sentence is given in a interrogative sentence, you all also have to convert that particular sentence into interrogative sentence, and therefore I have mentioned down how to convert a sentence into interrogative sentence. Okay, because sometimes in exam they ask you and then you all don't know what to write. So this is the trick, how to convert a particular sentence into interrogative sentence. Okay, and when not is there, it will be the same, that is subject plus shall will. After the helping verb you will use not, plus be plus main verb first form plus ing plus object. Accordingly this will also change for any, if it is present, if it is past, then you all need to know the helping verb. Okay, so after each helping verb, then only not will come and the rest will remain the same. Okay,
Let's also pay attention more in this simple continuous tense. Don't forget to add be. Okay, don't forget to add be, please. That is why I'm telling all to please take down notes. It will be very useful for you all.
future perfect tense. Now perfect is there, so which main verb will you all use? Main verb which form? Third form, that is ed, en, and over here the helping verb is will, have or shall have. As I have mentioned earlier, when to use will, when to use shall. So according in the sentences, will and shall will differ, but you all need to think that okay, maybe this particular sentence is going, will also is going and shall is also going, but which is more importantly going? If a sentence is a promise or a determination or a threat given, then you all will use will. And accordingly, most of the sentence shall is not used, only will is used in most of the sentences, but accordingly you all can think and write in your exams. Okay, now we will see the structure of the future perfect tense. I hope you all are comparing. If you all have written down notes, then you all will get an idea that okay, yeah, over here this was there, and now it has changed. So that accordingly you all will know. As soon as I complete this video, I'll put a big chart in that everything is written. When to use what in that minimizing chart, everything, every shortcut, every trick is given to how to convert the sentence, so that you all can screenshot this and keep it safe with you all. So future perfect tense. Future perfect tense will have subject plus will or shall plus have plus main verb third form plus object. So here we go with the sentence. Subject over here is you will have made a new house. Okay, the main verb third form of make is made. Okay, then we'll move to the second sentence. They will have shifted to Pune. They will have shifted to Pune. Now, let's not forget that future perfect tense and future perfect continuous tense is not mostly used, but still you all have to study for your exams. Okay, because in future continuous tense is something, an ongoing action. Okay, and future perfect tense is used to express an action which will occur in the future and would be completed too. Okay, and therefore the meaning of future perfect tense in the simplest way I can say is that it is used that the action will occur in the future and would be completed too. Okay, and therefore this most of the time this is not used, but we still need to study this. Now in past perfect tense, you all know that had was there, and now it is replaced with shall have or will have. Okay, and it is the word is main verb third form. Okay, it is past participle. If you all know three forms of verb. Okay, remains. Now we'll have as I'm giving you a few examples more over here. They will have shifted to Pune. Okay, will he have decorated the tree? Question marks. So now this is an interrogative sentence. So accordingly, helping verb plus what will come after helping verb? Subject plus main verb third form plus object. Okay, so I'll give you one more example over here. He will have spoken Japanese by end of the month. If you see these sentences, you all will get a picture that there is something missing in this sentence, but future perfect tense is all about that, and this is not mostly used, but in exams you all have to study. So the structure will be subject plus will or shall plus have will come compulsory plus main verb third form plus object. Okay, I'll give you one example of shall also. We shall have spoken Japanese by the end of the month. Okay, so now since there are only few examples of shall, mostly will is used in future tense. Okay,
So we see that rarely shall is used, but still we should try to use shall, but most of the time only will is used. So whenever you all get a sentence, you all need to think which helping verb is suitable for it. Okay, now let's move ahead.
future perfect continuous tense. Now what is future perfect continuous tense? It is used to express an action that will start in the future and will continue structure, it will come main verb first form plus ing. So the helping verb over here is will or shall, but you all have to write have been. That is mandatory. That will come. Have been will come in any of in future perfect continuous tense. It will come. You have no choice. You have to add that have been. Okay. And you all know when to use since. If there is an exact time, a fixed time given, or a day in a particular day, if an event is taking place in morning, afternoon, evening, or night, then you all have to use since. Or if indefinite time is given, then you all have to use for. Okay. So let's look at few examples so that you all will get to know exactly and you all will get a broader idea. Okay, let's move ahead with our structure. Just to tell you all that simple perfect continuous tense, this tense is not very common, but we still have to study it. Please don't ignore this. So the structure will be subject plus will or shall plus have been, you all have to add, plus main verb first form plus ing plus object plus since or for. So you all know when to use since, when to use for. So they will have been talking for over an hour by the time Sam arrives. Okay. So they is a subject, will have been is the helping verb, main verb plus ing, that is talking for over an hour. We had used for because we don't know exactly how many hours indefinite time is given. By the time Sam arrives, Sam can arrive in within 2 days also, within 5 days also, but it has not mentioned properly. By next March, we shall have been living here for 4 years. So over here, subject over here is we shall have been, that is we have to just add living year for 4 years. It can be any 4 year. It can be from 2024 to say any. Take for example, they have not given a specific year and therefore we have used the word for. Okay. But still you all have to study this. Okay. Please don't ignore this and go forward in the video. Please study this also. Okay. Just to sum up with the future tense is what? Future tense is a action that will occur in the future. So we have four types: simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. If they tell you to convert a sentence into simple future tense, then subject plus will or shall plus verb first form plus object. If they tell you to convert a sentence into future continuous tense, then subject plus shall or will plus main verb first form plus ing plus object. If they tell you all to convert a sentence into future perfect tense, then subject plus will or shall, have you all have to add, plus main verb third form, that is ed, en plus object. Future perfect continuous tense is subject plus will or shall plus have been plus main verb first form plus ing plus object, and you all know when to use since, when to use for. For now, I hope that you all have got a good picture about these tenses and it will help you all during your exams. Now since you all are home, you all can revise, keep on revising it so that you all will understand in the best and the bestest way. Okay. So here are the few examples I want you all so that I can know how much you all have understood this. Okay. Change the tense. I will solve the first two for you all, then you all will solve the rest. I was watching a video. They have mentioned to convert, to change the tense into future continuous tense. So what is the structure of future continuous tense? Subject plus will shall, you all have to add be plus main verb first form ing plus object. I'm giving you all 2 minutes if you all can. Come on. I have mentioned when to use shall, when to use will. Think. Here we go. Now I is a first person, and as I have mentioned, if it is first person, then you all will use shall. So I shall, you all have to add be watching a video. Then next one. Next one is I got this camera from Japan. So what is the structure? How to convert subject plus will or shall plus what? Verb, main verb, first form plus object. So what will come? Check. What will be the first form of what? Very good. Buy. I shall buy this camera from Japan. Okay. The next two you all will solve. You all will note it down in your books. When the school reopens, we will check. Okay. Now fill in the blanks with the correct form of tense of verb as indicated in the bracket. Okay. Now they have told you all to convert that sentence into simple future tense. Simple future tense means subject plus will or shall plus main verb first form plus object. So now God dash understand my position. So what? God is what? Is singular. Yes. So God will understand my position. Okay. Now we'll move to the last one. The wise man dash the farmer's problem. Future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous tense. Now what is the structure for future perfect continuous tense? Subject plus will or shall. You all have to add have been, that is compulsory, plus main verb first form plus ing plus since or for, that is just for you all if that particular sentence is telling about some particular time. Okay. Now, so what will come? The wise man dash. What will come? Will come or shall will come? The wise man, it is talking about third person. So will come. Will have been, you all have to compulsory add. So what will come? Main verb first form of solve. Solving. Very good. So will have been solving the farmer's problem. The rest too you all will solve. Okay. I hope you all understood this particular verb tenses. I have made it in the best and the simplest manner so that you all will get best of the knowledge. I will be adding a chart in that everything is mentioned, the structure, how to convert that sentence, the tricks are given. It is just right after this. So take a look, click a screenshot if you all want, keep it safe, make notes, take it down so that it will be very helpful for you all during your exams. Okay, thank you. So here below are the rules, that short form that I have given you all. I think so. The second one is the perfectly described, but it is little bit blur. But even this one is proper. If you all understand, then it will be very good. But the second one, tenses that I have given you all, it is the perfect. Please remove a screenshot and keep. It will be very helpful for you all.
Please take a screenshot of this too.
Thank you, students.